I've been with my wife Deja for over 18 years now. I love her with all my heart and I never thought I would be in this situation. I work in a law firm's office and have been there for almost a decade. It started when I met Sue. She was hired as a new secretary and we hit it off from there. My wife knows about Sue and has met her a couple of times. It started off small enough, but then we started texting all the time. She would text me when she got home late or when she was going out somewhere with someone new. We would hang out regularly. But what really scared me into confessing was that I started to think about Sue even when she wasn't there. I would think about her just as much as I thought about my wife. I talked to my sister and she told me that I was in an emotional affair. She said it would only get worse and deepen and that it was only right that I tell my wife. A week ago I sat Deja down and admitted to her that I had cheated on her with Sue. She was confused and asked if I was joking. I told her that I was serious and I showed her all the texts that I had from Sue. She looked at me and asked if I'd slept with Sue. I said no. She asked me if I even been physical with her, and again I said no. She asked how I cheated on her then, and I told her that I emotionally cheated on her and that I was sorry. To my surprise, she just laughed really hard. She wanted me to clarify what emotional cheating was, so I showed her all the info that I had, but she said that it just sounded like I was a really good friend. She asked if I had a crush on Sue, to which I agreed I was beginning to have a small attraction towards her. I was waiting for her to be angry or sad, but that only seemed to make her laugh more. I asked her what was so funny and she said that I was being too hard on myself, and that as long as I don't cross the line into physical territory, I'm good. She said she'd forgive me, if it makes me feel better, and went back to doing what she was doing. She had been giggling about emotional cheating days later. I'm extremely confused about what to do now. On one hand, I'm glad my wife took it so well and that it didn't affect our relationship, but I still feel bad about this whole crush. Update, first off with Sue, my attraction to her has dwindled to the point of a friendly coworker relationship again. She didn't do anything for that to happen. I think it was because she and my wife are so similar, that I realized that I wasn't crushing on Sue because she was Sue. I was crushing on her because I missed my wife so much. I did put up boundaries like no more late night text or putting that much energy into Sue. Although, I don't think she really noticed because she started going out with one of the new interns, so she doesn't message me that much anymore, so that's nice. Speaking of my wife, I did talk to her more about my crush with Sue. She said that she understood me having a crush because we were our first everything. Deja was my first date, my first kiss, and I was hers. We both never dated anyone in high school, so when we met in college we were like two peas in a pod. She stayed with me all throughout my bar exam, and I stayed with her getting her library science degree. We talked more in depth about her boundaries and mine. She said that she doesn't find me thinking about, or having crushes on other women as emotional cheating in her eyes, because it's all internal and that she trusts me enough to make the right decision on that front. Basically, we agreed that wandering eyes are fine, wandering hands is not. I asked her if she was ever worried my crush would have turned into something more. She said that my being brave and comfortable enough to confess my feelings to her was all the proof she needed that I was still trustworthy to her. We decided to spend more time with each other every day, even if that meant going for a walk and enjoying the weather together. So far, it seems like things are going back to normal.